You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh, how
you know what time it is. On brawl with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. Yeah, you know what time it is. Come brawl with them boys of the fall. Covered in gray and scarlet, massive, stiff arms to your jaw. We breaking it. We sick of seeing you clowns with the crown. We taking it.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. That's Mello. And you know what we do on this show, man. That's 2027 recruit Eli Johnson. Eli, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great today.
Yeah, just to let everybody know, man, I screwed up. Okay, so when you're talking to recruits, not all of them are from Tallahassee, Florida, or Georgia, where Mello's from. So everybody's in a different time zone. You know what I'm saying? And normally I'm real good at saying, hey, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I did not send this young man that message. So he's like an hour behind us. So I'm sure he had like an hour. So had a little bit of a hold up. That was my fault. But we here, man. We here. Mello, how was your day, bro?
Man, good. I'm loving today, man. It's always good to be a Buckeye. You know, every day I wake up, we wear this national championship hat. You know, I can't complain.
Amen, man.
Man.
Yeah. Got a little rough for me, man. I saw my man Cujo in our intro video, and I was cool then, but then I saw that and was like, dang, man, I hope he comes back. Eli got a pet raccoon, and he escaped today and got out, and I cannot find. I mean, I raised him since he was a baby, and I can't find. Yeah, it sucks, dude.
You're allowed to have pet raccoons? I didn't know you could have pet raccoons.
Yeah, so depending on what state you're in, you're supposed to have permits for them.
Oh.
You're talking to a guy that wrestles gators for fun. You got bit by one too.
I like the outdoors, man. I like the outdoors and college football, and so do you, man. That's what you're about to do, man. You're playing football now. You're in the beginning part of your recruiting process. But what I want to do, man, is get to know you as a football player, as a person, and let our chat get to know you. Let Buckeye Nation and College Football Nation get to know who you are as a player. And I kind of want to start from the beginning, man, and ask, dude, how did this all start? How did football start for you? Family? You got family members that played, or just tell us the beginning story here.
All right, so I'm from California, and my brother, he's been in football his whole life. So I've been around football since I was probably like 3. I remember I knew I was the water boy for his team when I was like 3 or 4. So I've just been around football my whole life. Yeah, that's
okay.
My brother, yeah.
Yeah, just picked up a football and fell in love, huh?
Exactly.
I love it, man. Love it.
So what positions have you played thus far throughout your lifespan?
Yeah, youth, I was running back and linebacker mainly. Yeah, I was running back and linebacker throughout till I was about 10. And then I stuck to receiver all the way till my 8th and 9th grade year. And then my 9th grade year was actually when the coaches put me at safety one game. Actually, it was during spring freshman year. The coaches put me at safety, saw me smack our starting tight end, and ever since then they just kept me there at safety.
Nice, I love it, man. What's your height and weight right now?
Right now I'm 6'3", 200.
Golly, bro. You sure
Yes,
you're staying at safety, bro? That's big time in there. But so dude, tell us minus football, man, what are you doing on a daily basis, like for fun, chilling with friends, video games? Are you wrestling gators and fishing? What is it that you like to do, man?
Well, my schedule's kind of basically all working out and training. Like,
Love it.
I literally start my day 5 I wake up at 5, be at the gym at 6, and then go to school and then we do our school workouts or whatever. And then after school, at 6:30, we have training to 6:30 to 8:30, and 6:30 to 7:30 is on the field, and 7:30 to 8:30 is in the gym. So my day is
Nice.
pretty full with just training and working out. But besides that, probably on the weekends, what do I do? I just chill. Yeah, I don't really do much. Yeah.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. It looks like here that what you're saying is the truth. It could be, but this doesn't look like your school gym. Maybe it is, dude. It looks like my school gym, the high school I went to. This looks like maybe you're at home or somewhere getting a little extra work in. On is that what you're doing?
Yes, sir. That is what I'm doing. Always find a way.
So what's your favorite position to play? I mean, watching your film on your X account, man, you look like a grown man out there compared to those kids. And you're in what, Texas? So there's good football out there, but you make them look like little ants and stuff. You're out here smacking kids, jumping routes. It's rare to see someone that has that breaking on the ball speed that you have with that size and length and at your weight. So it's pretty impressive. But what's your favorite position that you want to play in college if you could pick?
College, I want to play safety in college. Yeah, I do want to play safety in college.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So is that what you're mainly getting recruited at?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's good to know. We love safety over here.
Actually, my first offer was for receiver at UTSA.
Okay.
Yeah, this upcoming season, I'm going to be playing both sides of the ball.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool, man.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, in today's day and age with college football, with NIL and the transfer portal, man, the decisions for recruits, I wouldn't say have more pressure on them, but they got a lot more weight on them because they can affect the rest of your life even more now. You know what I mean? You can make a decision, and that's going to depend. That's going to affect your future a lot. And we do a show with other recruits' dads, and we talk about the importance of support groups around recruits, because obviously when there's money involved, dude, there's a lot of people that will come out of nowhere and want to get attached to you because they know, right, they can get a payday, right? I'm getting some here with this. I just kind of want to know, man, who's your support group right now? Your parents helping you out with this? You got a coach, a trainer? Tell us a little bit about your support group and who helps you with all this.
Yeah, so of course, well, it's just me and my mom and my brother and my trainer, really. He's been with me since 8th grade going to 9th grade. I've been stuck with him ever since then.
Okay, good. So you got some good people around you to help you through the process. That's awesome to hear, man.
Yes, sir.
So going through this process, what would you say 3 things that a school must have for you to want to go there? If you had to say right now.
Definitely if I'm a fit for the school, like the way they run their defense or the type of like length that they use, because some schools they like their short safeties or short stocky safeties, and other schools like their length. So that's one. If I'm a fit for their school. 2, I would say if a school makes me feel like I'm home, of course. If the coaches treat me well, and I feel like I'm home. And 3, probably playing time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the depth chart is going to matter as well. Yeah. So are you looking to get on the field earlier, or are you more focused on making it to the NFL and maybe developing? And if you had to sit a year, you would be okay with that or not?
If I had to, like if I knew I wasn't going to get much playing time my freshman year, I wouldn't mind because I would just develop more. But if I know I have a chance to get that starting role, I would love to start early.
Amen. Absolutely. Just find somewhere that's going to give you that opportunity, man. That gets talked about a lot in the recruiting world. So let's dive into it, man. Tell us about your first offer, and then tell us kind of maybe what schools are recruiting you the hardest now, and some other offers that you got right now.
All right. So my first offer was UTSA. It was during spring ball my freshman year. I was at receiver, and later that day, because we have spring practice in the morning, so later that day, I got called into the coach's office. UTSA was sitting there, and we had a conversation, and he offered me. And the schools that are recruiting me hardest right now, recently, Ohio State definitely. Who else? Yeah, TCU. I've been in contact with TCU lately.
Okay.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's real early, and not a lot of teams are gonna. When it gets, my experience with talking to recruits, I mean, this time next year, like the whole field is gonna change, bro. It'll get wild, man. You got that skill, you got that ability. So Mello, you want to dive into his how Ohio State got involved here? I'm gonna pull these pictures up.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm just thinking about when and who first contacted you from Ohio State, and in terms of the three main things that you said you're looking for in a school. Does Ohio State, how do you assess Ohio State in those fits in terms of those three needs that you're looking for?
Yeah, most definitely. Ohio State, I see myself like Ohio State I had a great time there. It was a great day. But who was in contact with me? It was Michael Hunter, Coach Mike, the corners coach.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
he called me about maybe 3 weeks ago. Yeah, that was when I first got in contact with him. And then we kind of he's just been checking up on me and sent me the invite to go up there for a visit in the spring ball, and went up there, and it was great.
So what did you see from spring ball? Did you get to see a practice? And if so, what did you see from the defense and the offense? Who stood out to you on both sides of the ball?
Yeah, they're super fast-paced, aggressive team. Like when they practice, it's literally a game. Like the quarterbacks were live. That was the first time I seen a team say everybody's live. The quarterbacks were getting smacked. Everybody was flying around. It was like a real football game during practice. I think that's what separates them too, because they practice like extremely hard. So when it comes to the game, it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So growing up, man, who was your college team that you watched?
I didn't really have a favorite college team, actually.
Gotcha.
I just like watching college football. Yeah, I don't really have a favorite college team. I think about it.
Okay.
What did you think about BIA when you were there watching? And could you see yourself fitting in that type of system?
Wait, sorry, what?
I said, how did you feel about BIA as you were watching the practice, and could you see yourself as a fit in that system?
Oh yeah.
We call the cornerback room at Ohio State BIA, the best in America. So
the whole DB room.
Yeah, most definitely. I definitely see myself being in there, being in that practice. The way they compete at a high level. They always trying to like basically, the saying iron sharpens iron. That's the definition of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good stuff, man. So, dude, I mean, as an Ohio State fan sitting here, I've never played football or anything like that, but I would love to just act like a recruit one day and get to go watch a spring visit and walk around the Woody. Could you tell us about what is like that one feeling that you felt when you were in the Woody and that you kind of carried out of the Woody that can kind of describe the visit and the atmosphere more than anything else? Would it be family? Would it be intense? Would it be angry, happy, sad? Like, what is the overall vibe that you got from that visit?
All right. So on the field, very intense, high pace. Like it's very intense. It was crazy practice. But off the field in the campus, coaches are chill. Actually, the coaches, they are like straightforward. That's what I like about them. They're not like trying to like bribe you or whatever. They're giving you their honest self, and that's a great thing about them. But one thing to carry out is definitely the intensity. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Coming out of there.
Yeah, we hear a lot of recruits say the same thing, that Ohio State, their coaches, they're genuine, man. And
Yeah, exactly.
obviously, with the changes in recruiting, some schools will tell you and say anything that they can to get you to sign there. That's the only thing on their mind. And Ryan Day, the head coach at Ohio State, we've got to know him through watching him in interviews and whatnot. And we also talk to players directly. And they love him, man. They love him because he actually genuinely cares about them as men first, then as football players second, man. And it's really hard to do because college football is a big deal, especially if you're a head coach at the Ohio State. The standards could not be any higher, man. But you got a long road ahead of you, man. We're excited to follow your career. We're excited that you started that relationship with Ohio State. It shows us the type of recruit you are. More than anything, it shows us the type of people, that's the person that you are. Ohio State is very selective on who they allow into their program for visits and offers and the whole 9 yards, man. So, we're excited to follow your career. And we'll try to get you back on here another time. Mello, you got any closing statements? Or Eli, you got anything else you want to share?
One thing about the coaches that they mentioned was that most coaches focus on the next 4 years of your life, like going to the NFL, but they mentioned the next 40 years, like building men instead of just football players. That was one thing that stuck with me.
Oh, dude, that's what I was talking about. That's pretty cool, man. Right? To me, I know if I was a recruit, that would give me some relief hearing that. So I think Mello's got some film pulled up.
Yeah. Just in case people haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Let them know what you were thinking right here.
Oh, yeah. I had to break down. I don't want him to break my ankles in front of everybody, so I had to break down and just throw him on the floor.
I think this is where you broke on the ball. Oh, no. You might have came over and smacked this kid right here.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one there.
I'm just saying, you just you treat these kids like they're little. Like,
what's your favorite thing about the safety position? The hitting, an interception, a pass breakup. What is it, man, about the safety position?
Definitely hitting. That's definitely my favorite. But getting a pick, run down the sideline, everyone cheering for you, that feels good too. But hitting is definitely my favorite.
All right, so pick six, strip fumble, big time hit where a kid's helmet comes off. Which one are you picking? You can only pick one.
That hitting someone their helmet flight off.
Love it, dude.
I love the mentality. We need that. We love that.
Yeah.
Well, Eli, it's been a joy, man, for real. We're definitely going to have you back on, man. I can tell that we'll get you back on. We'll ask you about some of your favorite plays that you've had and stuff like that, man. But we'll be following your career. Buckeye Nation knows your name now. They knew it from before. They're going to know it even more now. And that's what this interview is for, man. It gives you experience. NFL Combine, you got to have a media day there. And, this is always an experience you can use. And we like, because of the way recruiting services are these days, they'll let, fans form opinions based off of articles and what they think. And so we like bringing recruits on here so we can hear from you directly. And then we don't have to guess what kind of person is he? What kind of player is he? What were his thoughts about Ohio State? So we appreciate you being open with us. We appreciate you coming on here and dealing with my stupidity on the time zone thing. So Bello, any final thoughts?
Oh, I just had one last question. So distance, is that something that's going to be important for you in this decision-making process?
I thought about it. If I kind of want change, but if I were to go somewhere, at first I was thinking I want to stay close or southern if I were to go out of state. But now since I'm going on these visits like far, it doesn't really bother me.
Okay. How about your mom? How's she feel about that? Let her baby leave the house. You're the baby of the family, right?
Well, it's only 2 flights away, so
okay. Yep.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Sounds good.
If I could give you any encouragement, the biggest change minus accepting Jesus into my heart, that I've ever had in my life was moving away from home, bro. Second best thing I've ever done in my life, dude. It was freaking awesome, man. New experiences, new people, the whole 9 yards. But
Yeah.
don't your mom can't hear me, can't she? Did she hear that?
Oh,
Oh crap! It's over. I'm so sorry.
Hey, but listen, they get paid NIL. He could buy her
Listen,
flights to come up to Columbus.
But not because of my mama. I call my mama every single day. That's a must. That's that number one girl in your life right there, man.
Absolutely.
Eli, you got any final words, man?
No, I don't.
Gotcha. Well, man, love seeing a smile on your face. Seems like you're surrounded by real good people. Got a real good thing going for you, man. Keep your head on your shoulders and just keep doing what you're doing, man. Keep that work ethic up, dude. It's going to be exciting watching, what God has in store for you in your future.
Yes,
Tell your mom we appreciate her letting you come on our show, and we'll catch you next time, brother.
yes, sir.
OH.
I hope.
Yeah.
See you, man. Well, yet again, same thing we always say, man. Good kid, man. Good kid, good head on his shoulders. I spoke to him and his mom on the phone before the interview, and they just, when you first hear somebody on the phone, you just kind of get that vibe from them, man. Just felt like real good people, real nice, chill. I didn't get yelled at for giving them the wrong time zone. They're just like, hey, man, we'll make up for this. And
you know what, we say this all the time. It's the cultural thing with Coach Day. It's the reason that he's building a dynasty. It's not just high 5-star athletes. It's the right fit. They have to. He vets the family. So if you're getting an offer from Ohio State or they want you in this class, that means you fit the culture. You're going to help on the field and off the field. You're going to be a productive member in society and in the community. And not a lot of colleges can say the same. And I think that's why we're here to stay. We're going to be on top for a long time, and that's why we've been on top for the past 25 years. Really, since World War II, we've been the winningest program in college football history. So that's a long time. I wasn't even alive during that for World War II.
Yeah, that's wild. A couple people have shout out my jersey, dude. Shout out Sean Schrock, man. Hooked me up with this jersey, man. Had to throw it on. So
it's a special day. It's Chris Carter Day, baby.
It is, dude. It's woo-wee. It's Chris Carter Day, man. It's Chris Carter Day, man. We'll see how it's a good day. Anyway, though,
you want to talk about Ryan Day and his presser today that he did on 97.1 The Fan?
Yeah, but what I was going to ask first from the chat is, did you watch the Will Howard show with John Gruden, the YouTube show? I need yes or no's from in the chat. Did you watch it? And here's what I'm doing. I'm trying to differentiate like the fans from the not real fans. Right. You know what I mean? So I gotta see. Yeah. I'm looking for the no's. Who's got the nose?
Okay, Lisa.
Okay, real fan.
They're all gonna say yes now that you.
I know. I should have waited, man. I should have waited. Nah, I'm just messing with you. If you didn't watch it, but I'm serious. If you don't watch it by the end of the day tomorrow, you're seriously not a fan. I do mean that. For real, you should watch it. Lunatic.
Lunatic. Yes. Thank you for being honest, Lunatic. We appreciate that, brother. But
Will Howard,
I watched the whole 44-minute version of it straight. It was fire.
Yep, I did too. John Gruden sounds like he really does believe that Will Howard should be the number one quarterback in the draft. Something he pointed out that I never really thought about was his. I forget what he called it, where you're not moving your legs, you throw it from a still stance.
Yeah, no step.
The no step throws that Will Howard made this year, man. Go back and watch those. I didn't even realize that. He was just in a position of manipulating the pocket and couldn't step into the throw and threw it on a dart, dude. And
he was even doing it at K-State. He brought up a couple videos where he did at K-State. And it was just incredible. He probably did it more at K-State because the O-line wasn't as good, but he definitely did it a few times at Ohio State as well, or the little fadeaway throws. But Day teaches that.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, we can dive into the Ryan Day 97 won the fan, the interview that he had today. I mean, the first thing that I got from it is more on the spiritual, emotional side of things, and that's hearing what his family and himself have to go through, how important the game is to him, and how important the Buckeyes are, and then what his wife and his kids had to go through when they had no control over anything. Man, I've heard it before, and I already have that sentiment on my heart. That's what has changed the way that I'm very careful about the words that I say on here about people. At least I try to be,
Right.
because of that aspect. They're real people, you know. And I get, if you're a reporter for a living and all that, it's your job. You know, I don't believe in that stuff. I don't agree with it, but I get it that you need your clicks and you need your all that to feed your family. But, you know, go sell firewood or something. But anyway, what about you, Mello? What do you think about that?
Man, I mean, he was saying how they gave him a book. I forget who gave him the book, but they gave him a book about the history of Ohio State and the coaches. And he was saying all the way back in like the 50s, they were having the same thing done to them. So he was like, he knew, he expected it, you know. Shout out to the guys, I don't remember their names, that did the interview, for owning up to the fact that they told him straight to his face, like, we doubted you, we wrote you off, we're a part of the lunatic fringe, we apologize. And Day, being the man that he is, was like, no worries, like, I appreciate it, I accept your apologies, it's all good. Like, Day is a grown man, you know what I'm saying? I have so much respect for him because he did get abused. Has there ever been a college coach that has gotten abused more than Coach Day in the past 3 to 4 years?
No.
I'm legit really wondering, like,
to
no fault of his own. There's been college coaches that have made mistakes and done stuff that they brought all that onto them, but Coach Day hasn't brought anything onto him. All he did was go 70 and 10, and like 3 of those wins were someone cheated on him, out of him.
And you can tell it matches perfectly the culture that is in the Woody right now with these players and other coaches. And then you listen to Ryan Day in an interview like this and how he reacts in his response to certain situations, like the scum loss, and, you know, him dealing with his family, and even, you know, the host of the show saying, hey, we doubted you. And his response to that was, you know, pretty much, I forgive you and I get it. I understand that side. And he also said that, you know, those fans, some of those fans that are like that, not the ones that show up to his house or make death threats. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Ryan Day kind of hinted at the fact that those are the guys that bet on these games. And he thinks that you know, you could tell he wasn't too fond of that. But he said that the fans that call him out and get upset, man, he said that's what makes college football so great, is fans that are that passionate about stuff. So it's really cool to sit back and watch him, man. And you wonder where this culture comes from. You just heard from you know, from Eli what he thought about, you know, the coaches telling him it's not about the next 4 years, it's about the next 40. You know, that starts with the head of this program, and that's Ryan Day. So Ryan Day as a person and as a man, he grown, man, and he's just somebody that I would want my kid around. I would want my kid, you know, to learn from him and hear from him, and I would trust him.
Absolutely. A couple of things I took out of that interview. He said the team is very young, our current team. He also said the intensity has been great, which you just heard from Eli Lee. The same thing you heard from all the other recruits that we brought on, the same exact thing. So, you know, like they're being very truthful about this. He said, how often do QBs get to play football? He said in basketball, you get to play every day. You play a ton of games in basketball, lacrosse, soccer. He said football players don't play that many games. So he made the quarterbacks live because they need those live bullets at them to get used to playing because they don't have experience. Well, Howard had over 50 games under his belt. CJ had a lot of games, and he was saying that they've been working the 2-minute drive a lot, the red zone a lot. And that's another reason, just to get a lot of reps. So they're used to those situations. So when they get into the real game and they're playing against Texas, they're not as in shock as much. Did you hear any of that when you were listening to it as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And bringing that up just validates, what Coach Hartline was saying and the interviews from the day before that we heard from the coaches. And I love that, man, because what this shows about Ryan Day has not always been, game to do this.
Right.
He has always been on the very cautious side of things. And you heard him say that when he was talking about that stuff. He said, this is the most live we've ever been. And I love that, man, because it shows a coach that's willing to change, man, that's willing to correct things and try things and do things differently. And if you don't have that in a coach, you'll wind up like Clemson. You know what I'm saying? And just disappear off the map in terms of Ohio State standards.
Right.
If we were in Clemson's spot, we would consider it disappearing off the map. But yeah, I love that about him. He brought up the not that I care to bring this up again, but we already kind of debunked this. The Larry Johnson and Jim Knowles issues was just completely false. And you're still going to have those people hanging on to, well, he's never going to admit it. You can be that person. That's fine. I'm just not that. I don't agree with that. I think there was just your normal coaching, disagreements. Like if you don't have disagreements in between the coaching staff, then I recommend firing them and going getting different coaches, because that means you're like, something's wrong, man. If I'm the head coach of a team and all my coaches are agreeing with me all day long, I'm going to get uncomfortable. I'm going to be like, I know I'm not right 100% of the time. Somebody better have a better idea than me. I don't spend all day with the offensive line. They better not agree with everything I say, So, overall, dude, Ryan Day's just a good dude, man. Good dude.
Great dude. Great dude. I also like the fact that he said any coach that he brings in, because they were asking him about Matt Patricia and everything, he said he liked how they would lose players and they would adjust the scheme all the time, year in, year out. And that any coach that was coming in, they had to fit the culture. Like, it wasn't as great that they had the NFL experience behind them, but they had to be a cultural fit, which is something we speak on here all the time. So obviously Matt Patricia is a cultural fit, and we see how the guys have been reacting. Jermaine Matthews said he said two things that he loves about this season. He said he loves the scheme on the defense, and he loves Matt Patricia and how he engages with his players. I mean, these players, they tell you everything without saying much. So you could, if he's like the seventh defensive player that's saying that, then obviously, Jim Knowles wasn't interacting with these coaches, and not to bash him, because Jim Knowles is a legend. He won a natty here. But I mean, sometimes change is good. Change could be good and for the betterment of the team.
100%, man. Did you want to bring up anything you heard from any of the players' interviews? I can't think of anything else. Ryan Day doesn't dye his beard. He confirmed that today.
Yes, that part. You got to say that again for all you Team Up North fans that keep trolling about that.
Yeah, Ryan Day said he does not dye his beard, and he says that there is gray in his beard, and he says he just doesn't need to do that. But he does see all the jokes and everybody that get at him all the time about it, and he just laughs about it. I thought that was interesting. There was something else that Day said that I wanted to bring up. I can't remember what it is, dude. I've been all over the place today.
He talked about the October 12th.
Shout out, Julia. What's up?
How you doing, Mama Pettijohn?
We got a Mama Queen in the house.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So I liked when he was talking about October 12th and the difference between that game and the Rose Bowl. And you said the main issue was they weren't aligned up. They weren't aligned properly and set before they snapped the ball, and wide receivers were having free runs at their DBs, and how Jordan Hancock was shadowing Tez, and they were moving Tez around a lot. So he had to run a lot sideline to sideline. He said that was the main thing they changed from October 12th to the Rose Bowl. They were more set. They weren't allowing the wide receivers free runs and free access. And he said that was the biggest factor. He said, obviously, there were other things that they changed up scheme-wise, so that way safeties wouldn't be left on the island. But yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah. So chat, Juliet wants to know if you will be at the spring game. I will not be there. I don't think Melo's going either,
No.
but if you're in the chat, give us a yes or no. Are you going? Are you not going? I'm glad it's a spring game. But anyway, Melo, anything on the players that stood out to you? I'd be lying if I told you I watched those today. I did.
Yeah.
But I literally watched him as I was riding around looking for Cujo. So it was one of those things where they were in the background.
Right.
I didn't take notes or anything. So
main thing that I got from all the players, IGB, Jermaine Matthews, and BI are the biggest trash talkers on the team because they wanted to keep asking that question to all of them. Quincy Porter, he's quiet, but he just keeps his head down. He keeps grinding. He works hard.
Who's that remind you of?
Yeah, JJ. Optimus Prime said it reminds him of himself as well. Optimus said he's working on trying to get 1% better. He's been playing a lot in the slot. So when they're talking about he's running all the routes, the route tree, that's it, because it's different routes that you're going to run from the slot, obviously. He said he likes it because it gives him a mismatch for the linebacker or safety. He doesn't believe either can cover him. Carnell Tate, the main thing from him is he's trying to be more of a vocal leader and fill that little spot that Emeka had last year. And he said in terms of leadership, he's learned everything that he knows from Emeka. Brandon Ennis, he's down to 201 pounds. He's faster. He's quicker. He says the reason he's a perfect slot is because he has great hands. He creates separation easily. He'd do the dirty work and block, and he could take hits going across the middle. You have to be able to take hits. Bryson Rogers has been playing a lot of outside, which is interesting because you remember what I said? You could have Bryson Rogers come in for Carnell Tate, Marlon Graham, sub in for BI and QP, subbing in for JJ if they need a break. So he's been doing a lot of outside work. He said he's more comfortable with the slot work. Obviously, it's more natural for him. Him being a little slender and quicker. He said you do have to be brave going across the middle, though. So did Desi Jones. And that's pretty much it. Those are the big points. The rest of it is just on our X account if you want to get a bigger breakdown.
Yeah. I'm trying to find snap counts.
Yeah,
for players last year because I want to dang, I can't find overall snap counts for the year. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay, here we go. So Brandon Ennis, 167 snaps last year. Bryson Rogers, 156. Yeah, that's right. No, because this is showing. Nah, this is the wrong year, dude.
That's what, 2 years ago? That sounds about right.
No, that is right. For some reason,
Brandon Ennis
it has Jaden Ballard and Kojo Antwi on here, though.
Yeah, but they transferred playoff time. Kojo Antwi stayed for the whole playoff run, too.
Okay, I'm just super confused then. But yeah, that is correct. So my question to you after talking to these receivers is, let's see, Bryson Rogers, 156 snaps last year. So over or under 5 receivers getting more or around 156 snaps next season.
Ooh, that's tough. I need to look at the schedule because the schedule matters.
Yeah. Chat, over or under 5. Bryson Rogers last year got 156 snaps. Do we see less than or more than 5 receivers get around that amount this year? So let's count these up. JJ Smith, Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, they're locks to be over. Bryson Rogers got it last year. He's a lock to get it this year. So the question is, does Marlon Graham and Quincy Porter play that much? Do they play as much as Bryson Rogers or Brandon Ennis did last year? So I mean, if I had to go as of right now, if they continue what they're doing, I'll just say what the head coach said. If Quincy Porter continues to do what he's doing, he's going to receive a lot of playing time this year. So, I mean, I could see over, but the part of knowing Brian Hartline and how he rotates, even though he might not, I don't know how involved he'll be in rotation this year, being the offensive coordinator, but wants to say under. You know what I mean?
The only reason I want to say under is because they're going to try to get Optimus Prime to Biletnikoff and get him maybe to New York City. So they're not going to sub him that much.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
I see 5.
Yeah. I could definitely see 5. 6, that's a stretch, man.
Well, that would require Milan and Quincy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I at least think Milan or Quincy, one of those, will be like a Bryson Rogers and Brandon Ennis last year, because, I mean, that was our 4 and 5 last year. So last year they were in 5 wide receivers were rotating in and out of the game more than what we realize as fans. That's 167 snaps is quite a bit.
Yeah.
Or more than I expected anyway.
Right.
But I mean, we only lost to Mecca Buka, and we brought in Milan Graham and Quincy Porter. You know what I'm saying? So they're pretty good. But
they're okay. You know what I'm saying? They're okay.
Yeah, they all right. I did want to, what was I about to bring up? I had a long conversation with somebody today on the phone, and I just wanted to reiterate that the Lincoln Keenholz talk with how good he became in the offseason and how focused he is right now is real. It's not just like coach talk to keep people engaged or to keep people here. And again, I mean, that's my opinion, but literally everybody that I talk to that I trust we're getting the same type of information from. So I'm just going to reiterate that one more time. Mello, you got any thoughts on that?
I mean, you picked Lincoln to be the starter. I picked TSC. I think Sean picked Julian. So we're going to see. Somebody's going to be wrong here, and one person's going to be right. That's all I know.
Yeah, but at least we'll be able to say Buckeye boys called it. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because
those
are 3 Buckeye boys, me, you, and Sean. One of us is going to get it right.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And we'll be able to say, heck yeah, we got it right.
Yes, sir.
But, Bello, I think that's it for me, man. I really don't have anything else right now. Tomorrow we got a pretty jam-packed show. Deuce Gerald's another surprise guest coming on after him. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited to hear from Excited to hear from Deuce Gerald's. The defensive line recruiting is picking up. A couple new offers went out, different things like that. PJ Dean, the Ohio State is recruiting him as an offensive lineman, put us in his top 3, but he was offered in March by the Buckeyes and has never been here. So take that for what it is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, there's a lot of people like that love being on the top 3. But if I'm going off what I think right now, we're just a third one on the list, unless he shows up, man. If he shows up and we're actually in it, then Tyler Bowen is Brian Hartline-esque for sure.
Dude's a beast on the D line too, by the way.
Yeah.
If you ever get to check out his
he's
film, from what I'm hearing, being down here, I'm hearing he's a heavy Georgia lean. I'm just be honest, that's what I'm hearing. So we'll see. And I mean, you can never count out South Carolina because they'll throw a random bag at somebody.
Yeah, for sure. Just had a corner that just visited Ohio State a couple weeks ago, I believe. They just decommitted from South Carolina today, so keep an eye on that. If I had his name, I'd give it to you. But
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you remember his name?
So I was thinking about that too. Do you think? I think it's LJ something, but do you think we would take another corner?
100%, because right now I don't. What do we got? Just Jacob Weatherspoon.
Yeah,
and then we're waiting, and then we're in on
Rock Hill,
and then the other one out of New Jersey,
Thomas.
Yeah, Jordan Thomas or something
from Bergen Catholic, same school as QP.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going after three corners. I think they're going after three safeties and three corners. I mean,
Yeah,
because last year they missed out on their number that they wanted. You know, I mean, did they not? Who they get last year? How many corners? Two, right?
Yeah,
They only got two corners.
Yeah,
100%, dude. They might sign four corners this year if they can. You know, so you got Jake Weatherspoon's in the book, who is, I mean, underrated as all get out. But Homer, take me if you want. Albert Hill, who is in a battle right now. We're in a battle for, and then Jordan Thomas, and then this other dude that just decommitted. I don't have any information on him. It was just might be coincidence or whatever, but he did just decommit, so I wanted to bring that up. But I could see 3 or 4 corners being taken this year.
My question to you: do you take 4 corners and shut it down, or do you take 3 corners and then go get a corner out of the portal next year after the season? So technically, in theory,
dude, now I'm recruiting 4 corners. I'm not touching the. I mean, look at our corner group that we got in this. Look at our DBs we got. No way. I'm not going.
See, I'm gonna go the opposite way.
Yeah,
I'm taking 3 out of high school, and there's always an elite corner that hops into the portal between first semester and second semester of school. So I'm taking an elite corner right there. Just for the experience and stuff as well, and then you can still develop the other 3.
Yeah,
now, Rock Hill, in my opinion, is the number 1 corner in the country. They dropped his ranking for whatever reason. It's insane. His film is ridiculous. I think he's a must get. They have to land him. They have to get him. They have to keep him in Ohio. Personally, like if I'm OG Walt, that's number 1 right there. I gotta get him. Then I'm going after Thomas out of Bergen Catholic. And then whatever else happens from there just happens. Everything else after that is icing on the cake.
Yeah, I mean, the only reason I wouldn't go to the portal is just because of the loaded room that we have already. You're still going to have Aaron Scott. You're still going to have Bryce West. And let me just call it now. No, Jermaine Matthews, would he have another year after this year?
Jermaine's leaving. He's going to the league after this
year.
But
would he have another year after this year? So
he could.
Yeah, possibility there. We've seen that Ohio State's willing to pay to keep there, and they know that's the recipe. So I don't know, man. But you know, if he is a first team All-American, first round corner, he gone for sure.
I think he's going.
But even minus that, you know, Devin Sanchez, Aaron Scott, Bryce West, and then there's a lot of young guys we brought in still. Jacob Weatherspoon's going to be there. So that would be my only reason there. But at the same time, I could definitely see a possibility of a portal player. Brady Edmonds, our 2027 quarterback, he is going to be here on Friday. Not here as in my house, but he's going to be at the Woody on Friday. I tried to get him to come over. He said, dude, stop being weird. I don't know who you are. So I'm not going to ask him to come over anymore. But he's going to be at the Woody, dude, visiting for a couple days. The future, man. I went back and watched his film again today.
Ridiculous, right?
Bro, he's a baller, man.
Bro, his film is so nasty. I kind of want to pull it up. At one point, I made 3M Mays pull it up on his show, and he got so mad. He was watching it, and he was like, man, this dude is nasty. He's like, oh, no, he's an Ohio State commit, and threw it off. That's how good it was, man.
Hey, real fast, I was joking. I did not ask Brady Edmonds to come hang out. I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, he didn't want to be liable if Cujo would have beat him up. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
He didn't want to have to answer to you guys.
Okay, here we go. Let me try. I've never watched this.
Throw it up there, baby.
Film.
Let the people see it.
We will throw this up.
Him and TSC, I'm telling you right now, they're going to be the 2 greatest quarterbacks to ever come through Ohio State, even better than JF1 and CJ Stroud.
All right, can you see it good?
Yeah.
Yo, dude, come on, dog.
No step. That's what John Gruden would have told you.
Boom. I like it. Pressure in his face, delivers a dime.
Remember, though, he's 6'5".
That looks like Will Howard running.
Yeah, he's 6'5".
Look
I think he's faster than Will Howard, though.
Yeah, he looks way more athletic for sure. Ah.
Nah, we got to let it load. It's loading, baby.
Yeah, dude, I might just pull up another one, dude.
Go ahead.
Let me see what this one does. Is it still loading over there?
Yep, it is.
Okay. Stop sharing. Let's do this. We apologize, everybody in the chat. We're trying the best that we can. But
Someone was asking his measurables. He's 6'5". Davin listed at 6'5", 215, but I believe the last interview I saw him in, he said he was 6'5", 225. So he's a big boy.
Yeah, look at him down. Yeah, there was his ratings up on the thing real quick.
Oh, my bad. I had Mika's comment pulled up by accident. Look at him just slinging, just dropping dimes. He makes NFL throws already. Oh, that's my boy Sharp.
Yeah. Sharp, I love you, man, but we're not here for you, dude.
Yeah. Oh, you could have put up his stats, though.
Okay.
Yeah. There it is.
87, 66 passing touchdowns, 9 rushing touchdowns, 3,534 yards.
Or you can just start it from there, but it's all good.
Isn't it playing
Boy,
right
is
now?
fat. You telling me Will Howard can't move like that? Like, get out of here, boy. Get out of here, bro.
I said he runs like Will Howard.
Yeah,
I said he didn't run as fast as Will Howard. Looks like a 6'5"
Look at him.
white.
He threw that on the move and just dropped it right in the basket.
Yeah, that's a pretty good throw right there. Look at that throw, dude.
That's ridiculous.
You know what I'm so
set his feet.
You know what I'm so confused by? How they found my high school film as a quarterback. I didn't
man. You grew like 5 inches overnight. You got this.
I couldn't even find this, dude. But yeah, this kind of reminds me of myself, dude, when I played
back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day, dude. That flag football league I was in that one day. Woo. Tell him.
Oh, he about to start airing it out, baby.
Oh, we about to watch this too?
Yeah. Just let it play. Let the fans see what's coming. Look how far he threw that. 55 air yards.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty. He's a sophomore, too. That was a
1, 2, 3, 4.
Was
in between 4 defenders, bro.
Not the 40-yard fade ball.
Yeah. Off platform, arm strength. Rolling out, tossing it like a boss.
Had that whip, son.
You guys got to get excited for our QB recruiting. You know it's elite.
That was a good catch by the receiver. Perfect throw.
He threw back shoulder. Look how far he threw that. A football field is 55.5 yards wide. He threw it from one hash to the corner of the end zone.
Yeah. All right, I'm pulling that thing down.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, man. Get excited, Ohio State fans. I know it's a long way, but Mika said Dev's got a head injury. No, Mika, I got a broken heart, dude. Cujo's gone. Okay, Mika? Just messing with you. My heart is broke, but it'll be all right, dude. Yeah, man. Excited stuff, dude. I'm excited watch these Buckeyes this year. Spring ball is flying by. Wow. It got here fast. It's ending fast. Literally before you know it, man. Let me ask one trivia question so you guys can get a chance to go to this Washington game. I encourage you, man. If you've never been to a Ohio State football game, this is your year. Do it. Do it, man.
No excuses. Don't
go
look
spend
back.
that money. I know. Money. I get it, man. Trust me, I get it. But, dude, you know, it's worth it, man. It's an experience. Experiences are worth more than money in your savings account. Russ, So he gets through his wire. That he literally busted through wire in his cage, but he does it all the time, and he never goes far. And in a couple hours, he literally just goes back in his cage. So this isn't anything new, but he's not back yet.
And Tyler,
right.
yeah, that's true. It's about a 50-yard bomb from the opposite hash, and it was a fade ball back shoulder. Crazy. Kid special, and he always grew up wanting to be a Buckeye.
Okay.
And to be honest, that's why personally, I think Ohio State should do what they want to do, but personally, I don't want Riders and Lions committing at all because he's got to take a mission for a year, and then he'll be in the same class for what? We don't need him.
All right, I got this question ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Wait to hear this question. You guys better get this one right, man.
Better. You heard it. You heard the boss.
Chris Carter became Ohio State's first receiver to be named an All-American in which season? Chris Carter became first.
We're going to see if they watched earlier because I'm pretty sure you gave the answer away earlier.
I did. All right, Uncle Bubba got it. Thank you, Uncle Bubba.
Uncle Bubba. Bubba Chuck.
That 1986. 1986 is the answer. We're going to get Uncle Bubba back on the board. He's got 2 points now. Good stuff, Uncle Bubba. All righty, y'all.
Hold on. I got to answer this.
Mello, let me tell you real fast. I agree with your statement that you made.
Yeah.
But I don't like, I want to hear what you say, but I'm not interested.
Yeah.
In him.
I mean, he's a great quarterback. He's just not better than Brady Edmonds, and they're in the same class. He's just going to end up transferring out anyway.
Yeah. Was that your answer? You said you were going to answer that?
Yeah, for Emily.
All righty. That'll do it, man. I'm going to wrap it up for the night, Mello. Any final thoughts?
Man, I hope we offer Nathan Bernhardt and get him in the 26 fold. We need a quarterback that has Ohio State ties, is loyal, not scared to be sandwiched between TSC and Edmonds, and has a high upside, almost like a Lincoln Keenholz type of deal. So that's why I'm hoping that we get Nathan Bernhardt. And thank you guys for being here and joining us. We love it.
Yeah, I think he's good enough as well. Nathan Bernard anyway. But on that note, chat, we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Share this feed on your X, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whole 9 yards, all that stuff out there. We appreciate you guys watching. Go Buckeyes. OH.
I-O.